Just this month, the New South Wales Police Commissioner acknowledged how hard it can be for victims to report their assaults to police and how difficult their journey through the justice system can be. The Drum's Stephanie Bolchi has been speaking to 2 rape survivors about why they didn't go to the police, and a warning here, some may find their testimony disturbing.
He was a Tinder date. I had met him, I think we'd gone on about 3 dates before he raped me.
The first time was more classic. I was drugged. It was, 2 men I didn't know. It was the story we're all warned about. And then the second time was by a close friend in his bedroom. I had said very clearly when he invited me over to his house, yeah, sure, I'm happy to come over, but nothing's going to happen because I've just had a big tattoo done on my leg. And he had said, oh no, that's fine, we'll just hang out. And I met his parents, I met his grandma was there. So I sort of had a false sense of security, I guess, that that he had sort of taken what I'd said seriously. We'd smoked a little bit of weed, we watched a movie, we fell asleep, and I woke up to him raping me. I completely shut down. I sort of became non-verbal. I didn't understand what was going on. Watched a movie, and I think maybe about halfway through started making a move, and I'd said, it's still not gonna happen. Sort of thought maybe if we make out for a bit, that will sort of be enough. He took his shirt off, and I remember just seeing how many muscles he had. I remember thinking, I'm not gonna be able to get away from this guy even if I try my hardest. I ended up stomach down on the bed, and him holding me down. I remember being surprised that I wasn't fighting, that I was just lying there kind of like I was dead. And it wasn't until a few years later that I realised what had happened. By then I felt that it was too late to go to the police. I didn't think I would be believed because it was only me and him in his bedroom. I was also really worried about the fact that I was a bit intoxicated. I chose not to go to the police after I was raped because I didn't think that it would be taken seriously. I had been physically damaged. The thought of any further emotional damage was just intolerable at that point. I randomly decided after a shift at the hospital to go to one of the big police stations just to ask them about what the process was. And I had explained what had happened. She said, well, do you have the text messages from him? But by this point, I think it would have been about three years after it happened, and I hadn't kept the text messages from my rapist, funnily enough. I found out that I'm autistic about a year ago. And the more sort of reading I've done, I guess it made me look through, my whole life through a different lens, but particularly these experiences, because we can often be quite naive and very trusting and take people at face value. So when you've got someone saying one thing and doing another, we don't always recognise the disconnect there. I fundamentally changed because of something that was done to me, not because of something that I did. The sheer effort it takes to live with this every day is something that you get better at with time. By the same token, it doesn't get any easier.